Hello and welcome to the Le Loop pre-tour information video. I'm Kate, that's me on the left in the photo, and together with Sarah we're going to answer the questions that we get most at this time of year. We're also going to point you in the right direction to find answers on the website. And if you still have questions after watching our video, then please don't hesitate to get in touch with either Sarah or myself. Okay, let's talk about insurance. Most importantly, if you haven't bought yours yet, you should make this a priority so that if anything happens between now and the tour that will stop you riding, you're covered. Every year, someone gets caught out in this way, so don't let it be you. Log into your rider account and under the General Info tab, you'll find an insurance section that will help you understand what you need. We require you to have medical cover, including repatriation, but insuring your bike as well is up to you. There's some really useful information there too that will help you to answer any questions the insurers have about the event or important questions that you should have for them. There's also a 10% discount deal for UK residents with Yellow Jersey. Before you arrive on tour, we'll request your insurance company name, policy number, and their emergency contact details so that we have them readily available on tour.
In terms of navigation, we arrow the entire route every day from the point you leave until the moment you arrive at the next hotel. We have a car that goes out ahead of the cyclists and puts up arrows in the most brilliant way for every single kilometre of the Tour de France. Every year cyclists come and say they've never seen such good arrowing on any sportive or any other event. So please don't worry, you really won't get lost. We can't and don't give out GPX files, but actually once you get used to just following the arrows, everyone enjoys it more. You don't have to be staring at your little computer. You can just enjoy the scenery. The arrows really are well placed, well identifiable, and we promise that you will be fine.
We don't particularly recommend using gels or energy bars on tour, other than just for emergency top-ups. Gels in particular can cause tummy upsets, and when you're riding multiple stages as you are with Le Loop, you do really need proper food. Having said that, there's no harm in having a couple in your back pocket or in a day bag as backup on a particularly long climb, for example. Sports drinks are a bit different. By all means, bring your powders or tablets out and use them in one of your water bottles, perhaps keeping the other bottle free for just water, but that's up to you. We do keep a stock of some of these things in the tour shop, which you can access in the evenings, but we can't guarantee it'll be your preferred brand or flavour. So if you're particular about that, do bring your own supply.
The typical day has 4 feed stops every 40 or so kilometres. The first feed stop will be bananas, cake, dried fruit and nuts. The second one, freshly made coffee, tea, sandwiches, sweet and savoury, fruit, biscuits. And the third stop of the day is what we call lunch, even if it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You get pasta salads, rice salads, big vegetable salads, more bread and cheese if you want it, all sorts of things, cake, dessert, melon, fruit. And then the fourth stop in the afternoon is the one where we give you treats to try and sort of keep you going and get there to the very end of the day. So there you'll get all sorts of snacks, crisps. We give out cans of drink at that stop, chocolate bars if you need them, everything that you need to keep you going to the end of the day. If you have a dietary request, an allergy, if you're vegetarian, we have special boxes at all of those feed stops. So you can take what suits you from the normal feed stop, but there'll always be a box well stocked with things that suit whatever your special need is. So you can speak to me on the event and we can make sure that that box has whatever it, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegetarian things, and only the people who need it will have access to that special supply. With regards to the food in the hotels, so breakfast and dinner, breakfast always a buffet, so you should be able to get what you need from that. And in dinner, we speak to the hotels or the restaurants individually to work out what is best for each person. So if you do have a dietary requirement, all you need to do is let us know beforehand, ideally, but certainly speak to me when you arrive at the first arrival briefing, and we'll make sure that you get enough calories through the event. It may be that for a vegetarian, there's a bit less choice. You may eat more omelettes than you otherwise would have. If you don't like omelettes, we'll sort something else out. And in the absolute worst case scenario, we always carry spare supplies of things, beans and lentils and things like that, with us, that we can make sure you get access to, or the hotel can heat for you if there really is a problem or you're not getting what you need. So please don't anyone worry about the food side of things. We're on your side and we'll make sure everyone eats very, very well.
It's not uncommon for riders to tell us that they're worried about their speed and about finding themselves riding on their own. In reality, we have a huge range of speeds and abilities on tour, so there really is a place for everyone. We do neutralise the first 40 kilometres of the day, which gives everyone an opportunity to chat to fellow riders that they might not see for the rest of the day because they're either too far ahead or too far behind. And once past the first feed stop, you're free to go at your own speed. If you do find yourself out on your own at all, don't bust a gut to try and catch up with the group ahead. Instead, just relax and ease off, allowing the next group to catch up with you and jump on then with them. It's always worth aiming to leave a feed stop with other riders too. The majority of you have bought Le Loop bike transport from the UK out to the tour and back, and all those arrangements are now in place for you. If you're unsure where and when to drop your bike, head to your rider account and find the bike transport section under the event info tab. Scroll down to your bike hub location and you'll see the dates for your loop listed there. If you're not able to work within the dates listed, we'd recommend that you phone the shop and book a bike service. If you do that, they'll be happy to keep your bike a bit longer. Our bike transport service relies entirely on the goodwill of these shop owners, so please be respectful and don't leave your bike there longer than the agreed window. And maybe give them a bit of your custom by buying an inner tube or whatever last minute things you might need, so that we can continue to offer this service to other riders for years to come. Remember, you drop your bike off as though you've simply just climbed off it, so a small regular saddlebag is fine to leave attached, and you can leave gas canisters in those as well because the bikes will be driven out. Once you've dropped your bike off, it will be labelled, then transported out to the tour, and you'll be reunited with it on your arrival. Make sure you check over the bike on the evening you've arrived to make sure all is well, particularly if you've got electronic gears. They're always worth double checking, along with tyres, etc. Hopefully that will save any excessive faffing on your first morning. At the end of your tour, hand your bike over to the mechanics and it'll be transported back to the UK for you, ready for your collection. In terms of bike setup and spare parts, head to your rider account, navigate to the event info and select pre-tour information. There you'll find a packing list for you, as well as recommended spares for your bike, depending on how many stages you're cycling with us. We do have a good stock of spares that we carry with us, such as spare inner tubes, tyres and so on, but we can't possibly cover every eventuality. So particularly if you have a very fancy bike with specific parts, you'd be well advised to bring spares with you. We can often find parts that are needed from bike shops along the route, but it can also take a day or more to find more specialist parts. We have bike mechanics at feed stops, in the back van, and an evening shift team at the hotel who can carry out more major repairs. If things are really bad, we have a fleet of really high quality backup bikes in different sizes, kept in different vehicles so that they're spread along the route for quick access. You can use these until we get your bike back on the road for you. It's worth saying at this point that we do expect your bike to arrive on tour having been recently fully serviced. You are riding multiple stages of the Tour de France, so please don't turn up on tour with bald brake pads and tyres, gears that don't change smoothly, etc. We have 2 feed stop vans along the route. One services feed stops 1 and 3, and the other provides feed stops 2 and 4. You can put a day bag into each of those feed stop vans, so you don't have to carry too much with you on your bike, because every 40 or so kilometres you'll see one of those bags at the feed stop.
All of the hotels have Wi-Fi, but it doesn't mean it's easy to use when there's 70 or 80 cyclists who all turn up at the same time and all want to use Wi-Fi. So we just ask people to try and limit when they connect to the hotel Wi-Fi to use roaming if possible, although we're not always in locations with great mobile reception. But where there's a will, there's a way. And it may be that if you're uploading blogs or photos, you need to do that late in the evening or first thing in the morning when fewer people are using the hotel Wi-Fi. And the people who get in first should do their Wi-Fi stuff and then get off the hotel Wi-Fi. But there's normally a way to make that work.
Every cyclist will get the chance to ride alongside one of the trustees of the William Waits Memorial Trust. No matter which loop you're doing, there will be at least one stage where one of the trustees will be riding too. So that's your opportunity to really quiz them and find out more about the work of the trust. And they're always super keen to chat to our riders and find out more about you, but also tell you more about how the trust works and the charities that they support. The weather on tour can be extremely fickle. We can have glorious temperatures, we can have pouring rain, we could have freezing temperatures at the top of cols, and we could have blistering tarmac melting heat. And you really do need to bring clothing appropriate for all eventualities. And that does mean, particularly if you're in the mountains, bring winter kit with you, even if it sits in your day bag as a just-in-case backup thing. Also, make sure that you've got really lightweight stuff that's going to be suitable if it's really hot and sunny. We will provide, in that case, lots of top-ups for water and extra sun cream as well, but it's worth keeping things like sun cream in your day bags also. So please don't underestimate the potential range of temperatures you might experience on tour. You may, certainly as a Grand Looper, experience all of these, so make sure you bring the kit that will be appropriate for any of those weathers. You will all have reached at least 80% of your fundraising targets by the time you arrive on tour, which is a fantastic achievement by everyone. Well done and thank you. We aim to get the last 20% in by the end of August so that we can close the fundraising down for the year and announce a final tally. If funds come in after this date, then of course they will still reach the charity, they just won't be included in the figure that we can announce. Particularly if you've applied for match funding from your employer, please make sure that those funds have arrived with the charity by the deadline and pull in any last few donations that you possibly can. If you're having any trouble getting those last contributions to your target, get in touch and I'll offer whatever support I can. Well, I hope that's helped to answer all your burning questions about the loop this year. The overriding message is to please always look to your rider account and particularly the pages under event info where we've tried very hard to answer all your questions. So if you really can't find the answer you're looking for, please do get in touch with Sarah or myself, Kate, and we'll do our very best to help. Thank you for taking the time to listen and watch this video. We're incredibly excited about this year's tour and really looking forward to meeting you there. We wish you huge luck.